Hi folks, this is another reading and inspiration video. This one is talking about how astronomy inspired a passage from the Chinali virus. Astronomy relies a lot on catalogs. There's something shining and we don't know what it is, so we make a list. We say where it is and how bright it is, and we make a list. And then we group things that look like the same thing on one list and then look like something else on another list, and eventually our lists lead us to science. Objects in astronomy are defined by their coordinates, their right ascension and their declination. And these coordinates are determined assuming the observer is standing in a specific place on Earth and looking up at a specific time of the night. And so these coordinates can change over time because the Earth moves on its axis. When I started astronomy, we were just switching over to a 1950 coordinate system epoch to a year 2000 epoch. And the idea was that every 50 years, the coordinates moved enough that we should update it so that we would always know what time to look up to see something rise over the horizon. There's actually a movement away from that now to a system that doesn't rely on the position of the Earth to create the coordinates. But when I was writing the Chinali virus, I was inspired by the fact that we could use the movement of the Earth and the rising and the setting of the stars to figure out where we were in the universe. If that sounds complicated, that's okay. It is. The idea is if they have a catalog of where all the stars were, and then they look at where all the stars are now, they can compare the two and figure out how much time has passed. So in the Chinali virus, there's a passage where they are looking at stars trying to figure out the age of the era. Amber has just accidentally astral projected herself into an observatory with her old boss, who helps her figure this out. She does not figure this out on her own. "Where are you now? We've been so worried," Malia said. "I dug up a telescope," Amber said. "I found a library with books, atlases, old star charts. They're not in English, but I found this table with 2 stellar coordinate systems. Do you have time to talk?" "Yes, of course," Malia said, glancing back at the control room. "Dantine will call if Z needs help." 2 systems? "Both seemingly offset from the current object coordinates," Amber acknowledged. Taking Malia's tablet, she opened a spreadsheet and reproduced the first 5 lines of the table from memory. "Most of the stars were named for their J2100 coordinates, but I don't know. These are years," Malia supplied, taking a tablet and studying the table. "J2100 is justified calendar, the year 2100. Q must mean some other calendar in the year 2150. In old astronomy, the coordinate systems were updated every 50 years to account for Earth's precession." "A precession equation," Amber repeated, visualizing the view of the sky shifting as the Earth wobbled on its axis. Malia entered an equation from memory, then had the spreadsheet calculate a few more columns, projecting coordinates for the next 50 years, her smile growing all the way. "If we match these stars to the extrapolated coordinates, we can figure out how far removed we are from the 2100 era," Malia explained excitedly. "This is incredible. We'll be able to reset the historic timeline. I need the rest of the book. How many coordinates did it have?" "Pages and pages," Amber said. She felt vibrations in her body send waves of nausea through her gut and fought to stay solid. She didn't want to disappear, and she didn't want to split in two. "Dantine," Malia called, running back to the control room with the tablet. "I need you to go to the following coordinates and take an image." The sky was only marginally clearer here than in Almir, but the sources were bright, and within an hour they had images of 3 of the 5 stars on Amber's list. Malia displayed them on the half-dozen monitors over her analysis station, putting a series of X's over the 2100 position, Q2150, and a projected 22 and 2250 positions. "I can't believe it," she said, her cheeks flushed with excitement. "What is it?" Dantine asked. "The age of the era," Amber said, feeling similar triumph. And that's how science leaks into books.